everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arvideezy Sports Channel with your boy Arvideezy. We're in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Whew, man, that was a thriller. It was also a scary one, also at the same damn time. Man, I tell you, man, these guys are the heart attack kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Cardiac kids. Let me correct term. Hey, man, it was a good game, man. We was down 21-3. I was looking at Facebook and I was seeing all the negative comments people were saying about Samhowell. You know, let me just start here. The offensive line, I get it. The offensive line is not good. You know, it doesn't take a rocket science to see that. You know, Denver edge rushers, you know, cause a lot of problems. Samhowell, I want you guys to kind of pause on the Samhowell criticism, simply because the offensive line, you know, is not even average. It's slightly below average, you know, as a group. You may have a couple of individual pieces that's average, but as a group, as a whole, they're slightly below average. So kind of like pause on the Samhowell criticism. The guy's still trying to learn how to read defenses. And for a guy that only had 3 starts, he's 3-0. So I don't know. I mean, 3-0. And you guys criticism saying he's a shitty quarterback and he's this and he's that, all the negative comments. I think you want to, you know, rethink what you're saying. This guy is 3-0. No matter how he got to 3-0, he's 3-0 as a quarterback. And he had great numbers today, you know. You go back and look, no picks, 2 touchdown passes. You understand what I'm saying? No turnovers. And the guy put up nice numbers. And he made great decisions out there when he had the time. A couple of ones that got away from him, a couple of throws got away from him. But other than that, Samhowell played a great game. I'm going to say great because he didn't turn the ball over and he had 2 touchdowns. He scrambled when he needed to for some big, huge first downs. You know, he threw clutch passes after clutch passes when we needed it. What more do you want to see? You know, some of you people, you don't have good football IQ. You don't have good football eyes. You know, because you clearly can see that the young man, when he has time, he makes great decisions out there. Well, with any quarterback, I never see, even Russell Wilson was out there panicking when he had pressure on him. He was a different quarterback when he had pressure. But when he didn't have pressure, Russell Wilson still could sling that ball. Russell Wilson still could sling that ball, man. And he still got the wheels. You know, so when a quarterback gets pressured, I don't care who he is. Tom Brady wasn't the same when he got pressured. Aaron Rodgers wasn't the same when he got pressured. It's what you do when you take a beating and keep on ticking, like Samhowell did, and all the great quarterbacks that I've seen, like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, when they took a beating, they still came through in the clutch. That's what you see what your quarterback is made of. He don't let things rattle him, man. You know what I'm saying? He picked himself off dirt, wiped himself off, and he kept on playing. You know, that's what you got to do. He didn't point no fingers out there. You didn't see him barking at the offensive line. No, he took it like a man. He took his licks and kept on playing. That's what you got to do. You know, a good team, they're trying to be a great team one day, but they're becoming a good team. You know, they're finding ways to win. Next week game is going to be even tougher. But I want to point out some key moments. I got some stuff written, some notes that I've written down while I was watching the game. They allowed Denver to establish the run early and often. Denver became a balanced team in the first quarter, mainly. You know, pretty much the first half. You know, once we stopped biting on those play action fakes and all that sort of stuff, and stopped letting them kill us on the edges and stuff like that, we was able to neutralize them, and that's how we was able to get back in the game. You know, we gave up a couple of deep balls that we shouldn't have. I said it in my pregame analysis yesterday. I stated that, you know, you want to keep everything in front of you with this team. You know, and I said we wasn't going to make a living with those screen passes, although we got them a couple of times when the time was right. Ericbieniemy, I don't care what anybody says. You had some negative comments in that Arizona game. Some of the fans, you know, was stating that, oh man, it's the same as the old regime, this, that, and the fourth. I'm talking about a la Scott Turner. No, it's not even close. Ericbieniemy made adjustments. When they was killing us with them blitz and the pass rush, Ericbieniemy like, okay, all right, I had enough of this shit. He threw some screen passes a couple times. A couple times they burnt them. It burnt Denver bad. Notice how they stopped blitzing. They wasn't blitzing no more. And that was Samhowell was able to settle down. He helped out the offensive line with that screen pass. But it was important that they hit him big. They hit him big with a couple of them. It was important that they done that. And with those screen passes, what that did was that stopped them from blitzing because they got burnt. You want to keep blitzing? You want to keep playing that game? This is what I'm going to start doing to you teams who want to keep doing that. Slow the pass rush down a little bit. Soften them up with the run. That's exactly what he did. And then when he took his spots, Samhowell was able to throw the ball. Even though he threw it three people, he trusted terrymclaurin with that clutch catch. He trusted that he'll come down with that 50-50 ball. And I think terrymclaurin might have said something to him about it based on what the commentator was saying. terrymclaurin might have said, look here, man, trust what you see, man. Look, we trust us. And that's all they had to do was hit it that one time. And, from here on out, we're growing as an offense still, y'all. We're growing as an offense. We legitimately put up 35 points a day. It wasn't the defense didn't put up 35 points. And I'm not taking anything away from our defense. I think our defense played a solid game. They didn't play a great game like they did last week. They played a solid game. And every now and then, you're going to get some mismatches. You're going to get punched in the mouth, right off the break from some of these teams during the season, course of the year. It's how you respond. The mark of a great team. We took their best shot. We took all that we can handle from those guys. And it was how we responded, as a team, that got us back in this ball game. We took some hell of a shots. I mean, damn, we were staggering out there, man. They almost knocked us out. They knocked us down 3 times in the ring. But we got back up. Swollen eyes, bloody mouth, and everything. We got back up and we hit them with the Rocky Balboa. I didn't hear no stinking bell. That's all I kept saying. It's 2 halves. It's 2 halves during the course of the game. That's all I kept saying. It's 2 halves. Because I seen everything that Denver could possibly do. Everything that I called out that the Commanders shouldn't allow them to do, the Commanders allowed them to do it. Now I knew once the second half came, Jack Del Rio had to make adjustments. I knew he had to make those adjustments. And once he made those adjustments, I knew it was lights out after that. I just needed my offense to come around. They did everything that I said they was going to do. Denver caught me by surprise. I didn't think Mims or anybody else was going to kill us like that in the first half. They caught me by surprise. I didn't think they wide receiver core. I didn't respect their wide receiver core. I didn't think they was going to do anything. I didn't think their wide receiver core was better than our secondary. And I proved to be right. They was hitting us on those crossing patterns, and they burnt us on a couple of deep balls, only because Forbes was lacking at the line of scrimmage. Let's just call a spade. Emmanuel Forbes was lacking at the line of scrimmage, but he made up for it. You got to have a short memory. And he's proven that he has one. He has a short memory. Get some of these other notes. Jack Del Rio consistently plays the cornerbacks far off the wide receivers too much. I understand when you playing against blazers like Tyreek Hill, those guys of that magnitude with that type of speed, you want to keep things off. You know what I'm saying? You want to play that 5 to 10 yards back. You want to give yourself that distance. But for them to play back on Sutton and the rest of that wide receiver core, Jerry Jeudy, okay, I can see. You put your best cornerback on Jerry Jeudy and they made the best man win. But the rest of those guys, I mean, Mims, he got my respect now. But at first, I didn't know nothing about him. I'm not even gonna make nothing up. I didn't know anything about him. But you got to play up on these guys, man. They were just Russell Wilson was just, he wasn't throwing the ball a lot in the first half because they knew they couldn't sustain that 4-man rush that we was going to give them. You know, a couple of times we blitzed in there and we got burnt a couple of times, you know, that we did blitz early on in the first half. But Jack Del Rio made adjustments. I give Jack his credit. He made adjustments because at first I was just like all the rest of these fans. We got to get rid of Jack Del Rio. But he came through when he needed to come through with the play calling, when he made his adjustments. You know what I'm saying? He started doing things that I expected him to do in the first half. Oh, man. Let's see. We allowed Denver to get confidence early, you know. Fortunately, they was able to look back, you know. I can't say they never looked back because we caught up with them and we passed them. So they was never able to look back. You know what I'm saying? So I got some other notes out here. Cheeseman. You know, the kicker or Cheeseman? Which one? You know, one of you guys. I caught myself. One of you guys got to go. I don't know who it is. I guess it can't be the kicker because we'll be without a kicker. But Cheeseman, on that first field goal, man, that was you. You know, that was terrible, man. That was terrible. And then the kicker, I don't know if that was Cheeseman or the kicker on the second one when he missed all the way to the right. You know, I was like, where you kicking at, brother? Where are you kicking? You know, I mean, these things are the reason why Denver had a chance to tie it up at the end. You add those 6 points onto the points that we had, that's 41 points. It wouldn't even matter that they scored. The game already over with, blah, blah, blah. But because you missed those 2 field goals, when we had a 35-24 lead, you had 6 points on it, it would have been 41-24. Ah, man. Brother. Let's see. What I wrote about Sam Howell. Sam Howell needs to find passing lane because he constantly get his balls batted down. So he needs to kind of move around the pocket a little bit. And you know the pocket is collapsing. You know, these guys can't block no one. The pocket is collapsing. So if I was Sam Howell, I wouldn't even have no trust in these guys. I'm out of there. I'm running. I'm gone. I'm not even going to stick around. What's the point? They can't block, you know? So I'm going to give myself passing lane so the defenders won't have a chance to bat my balls down. It's far too many balls he's been getting batted down at the line of scrimmage, you know, because he's trusting that pocket and he's right there and the line just keep collapsing. You know, it was a point in the game where Sam Howell was about to let it rip. And one of the Denver defenders swiped it out, and that's when he knocked it out of Sam Howell's hands, but we was able to get the ball back. But Sam Howell had somebody. You could tell it's that look that Sam Howell gives when he throwing the ball, and the way he was about to sling it, he was about to let that thing fly, man, and that was going to be a nice completion for a ton of yards. I guarantee you. But because of that line, Leno and those guys cannot sustain their edges on the outside, man. They just can't hold on to their blocks long enough to give this guy a chance to deliver a great ball downfield. That's the reason why those wide receivers' numbers are not looking spectacular. They just can't hold up. These guys the play is not even fully developed before Sam Howell is already getting thrown to the ground. Now, I say about 2 times Sam Howell should have gotten rid of that ball today. At least 2 times. But the rest of them was on the offensive line. Just like last week, about 2 or 3 of those sacks was on Sam Howell. They gave up 6 last week. About 2 or 3 of them was on Sam Howell. About 2 of them was on Sam Howell today. But that's expected. He's a rookie. He's still a rookie. A 3-0 rookie at that. Get that misunderstood. Anyway, let's move it on. I'm not going to hop on the negatives too much. The Commanders shut down the run in the second half and neutralized Russell Wilson. And that was the difference in the second half. As far as the defense, that was the difference in the second half. That was amazing. They was able to neutralize Russell Wilson, contain him. Just enough to build a lead. Like I said, a 10-point lead, you know, just enough to build a lead. And they was able to neutralize him because he wasn't going to be the one who beat us with his arm. It was going to be a whole lot of play action, running the ball. And once they was able, our defense was able to shut down that run, game over. Because Russell Wilson wasn't going to do it. It took a Hail Mary heave at the end of the game, to give them hope and a prayer, So kudos to the defense for making those adjustments once again. Kudos to our defense for neutralizing him in the second half, because in the first half, he looked like a 2015-14 Russell Wilson, So, yeah, we shut that down quickly. We made that adjustment, and he was back to earth as the Russell Wilson of last year. The O-line, I'm going to give them their credit a little bit as far as that third quarter. They really stepped up in the second half and was able to give Samhowell time to survey the field a little bit longer. So they started getting stronger as the game went on. You know what I'm saying? So they made enough. They held their blocks enough and long enough for Samhowell to make some plays, out there. So offensive lineman, the offensive line grade for me is a D+. A D+. Wide receivers grades, I'm gonna give them a C+, because those guys really didn't have enough time to get into their routes, but they held on to the ball and they made some clutch catches out there, all of them. De'Ami Brown, he made a nice catch, that was thrown slightly behind him by Samhowell. He made a wonderful catch, wonderful adjustment on that catch. My running back group, because Brian Robinson, I got to say this about Brian Robinson before I give the running backs their grade. Brian Robinson, if you somehow see this video, please, please, please stop taptoeing and dancing out there. Please, my guy. Please stop taptoeing and dancing out there. When you don't taptoe and dance out there, you're a good runner. You get a lot of positive yards. But it's when you stutter step and dance out there is when you get the 2 to 3 yards and sometimes get tackled in the backfield. Robinson, north and south. Let's keep it north and south, Robinson. Stop looking for that big dynamic play. Keep going up keep taking those little small little plays, building blocks that'll wear down the defense with your body frame and your mask. You know what I'm saying? Brother, you're gonna wear down the defense. Just keep on pounding away and eventually you'll crack it open. Just stay patient. Be a patient runner out there, brother, and you'll be fine. Overall grading for the running backs, I'll give you guys a B-. A B- for the running back group. Tight ends. Oh, my. Tight ends. You got Logan Thomas. I know you're a fragile guy, but you made a hell of a catch. Big time, brother. Big time. Cole Turner, you did wonders out there. Clutch catch. You always making clutch catches all the time. To me, if I was the offensive coordinator, and no disrespect to Logan Thomas, but Cole Turner would be my starting tight end. This guy's big, got a great catch radius. You know what I'm saying? And my other tight end, number 87, I always forget your name, man. Always. But anyway, you made a heck of a catch just before halftime. Kudos to you. Tight end group, you get an A+. Defensive line, you guys, you started off slow, but you came in big. You made up for it. Montez Sweat, Chase Young, daronpayne, you guys came to play. Jonathanallen, his name wasn't called because he's always getting double teamed. The commentator said when he's not calling your name, that means you're ineffective, whatever. Jonathanallen, trust me, he was effective. Let's not get that misunderstood. He was effective out there. You couldn't hear his name because he was getting double teamed, tremendously. With that being said, defensive line, you guys get a C+. Secondary. Other than the two big plays that our cornerbacks gave up, you guys, from me, because of Antonio Forbes, he was out there. He put the clamps on them guys after he gave up that long ball. That was it for him. It was nothing else. He was stingy after that. He even got an interception. I wish he would have caught it clean, you know what I'm saying? And we also dropped some interceptions. Well, because of the dropped interception by Forrest and the long balls given up by the secondary, other than that, you guys did a wonderful job. I'll give you guys a B-. A B-. Linebacking core. Cody Barton, you was the guy that allowed those crosser patterns to keep coming in front of you. You know what I'm saying? You let a couple of runs get past you. With that being said, Jamin Davis played a heck of a game. You know what I'm saying? He was out there running hard and fast. With that being said, I'll give the linebacking core a C-. Special teams unit. Boy. Tress Way is the only reason why I'm not going to give you guys an F-. You know what I'm saying? Tress Way is a Hall of Fame punter, man. He pinned them guys back there the way that he did was clutch. He just made it extremely hard for those guys to try to neutralize any form of a comeback. But they still came back. But that was a heck of a punt, man. Anyway, special teams, you guys get a D+. I give you guys D+. Because of Tress Way and because the field goal kicker did hit a field goal for us. So, yeah, y'all get a D+. I didn't do Samhowell. I give Samhowell an A-. A- for this game. Coaching staff as a whole, but I'm going to do individual. Coaching staff as a whole, I get a coaching staff a C-. No, I'm sorry, a C+. Now, individually, Ron Rivera, you should have punted that ball when you threw, when you tried to go for it on fourth. You should have just went on to punt it. You, my friend, get a B-. Ericbieniemy, you made your adjustments. The second half was phenomenal. I mean, you made some great adjustments. So I'll give you a B+. Jack Del Rio. Mr. Jack Del Rio. You allowed 21 points in the first half, but when the game was in hand, you only allowed 3, So with that being said, you got to come out hard on Jack Del Rio. You can't have that bend but don't break against everybody. That's not going to always work. It's worked against Arizona and Denver so far. But when you got teams that's really good in the red zone and got great skill players, that bend but don't break defense, you can throw that out the window. That's not going to work against high potency offense. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you get a C-. You know what I'm saying? The performance as a whole from the whole team, I get a whole team because they had grit, they had tenacity. It was a roller coaster out there. They faced adversity, but they bounced back. I give the team as a whole a B+. Give the team as a whole a B+. Overall, that was a great game. Commanders came back. I never thought that we was out of the game. I always stayed confident. And I just knew that if given the right situations, turnovers, and we could just block for Samhowell a little bit, I knew we was going to turn it around. And we did just that. I had fun watching the game, and I hope everyone else had fun watching the game. Commanders are 2-0, baby. Hey, that's all I got for you guys today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourselves. And enjoy this win. We got the W, baby. It's RDG. Please like, share, and subscribe. Catch me on the next episode. Peace.